Welcome back to the stream. We are here playing some League of Legends Dominion. We're going to have a little bit of a tournament going on. As DJ Wheat said, we're going to have one Rioter on each team as a sort of team captain, and 4 people here on each team will be playing alongside, and we'll be the grunts of the action at the very least. I am Phreak. I'm joined here with Tamat.
Hey everyone, how you doing? We're going to play some Dominion. It's going to be exciting. We're just getting the team set up right now. A couple minutes we'll go underway, but first let's talk about some of the things that they can expect over this first game.
All right, so it's a 5 vs 5 game, right? It's capture and hold, 5 vs 5. The first thing to point out is both Nexi start at 500 health. So you're going to see at the very top of the screen, 500, 500, green and red, the goal is to bring that to 0. You bring it to 0 by killing champions and by capturing control points. Just killing a guy, just capturing a point will lower that by 2 to 3 each time. Additionally, once you actually control more than your opponent, if you're say holding 3 and your opponent holds 2, you'll start decrementing their health by 1 every second or so, and that accelerates if you're winning by like 5 to 0 versus 3 to 2. It'll start chunking down a lot faster. And so if you ever want to know, wait, who's winning? Look at the top. It'll be really obvious to you, and that'll sort of let you know who's doing the right things. Additionally, it'll sort of keep track of who's got how many points captured. You can see on the mini-map, green versus red squares, or you can look up at the top in the scoreboard. There's little pips as well to sort of determine who's controlling more of the map. And ultimately, that really is the most important factor of the game, is controlling the map. The rate at which you destroy points that way is way faster than the other methods, but you're still rewarded a little bit for killing guys and doing other things in the map.
Yeah. So players are setting up their runes and masteries right now. They're kind of going through, obviously, their first game in Dominion, so they're not quite sure. What kind of recommendations did you make for them for setting up their runes and masteries?
Generally speaking, you don't want to go for like the gold per 10 quints and things like that because the game is much shorter. There's actually a lot of action that starts right away at level 3 or whatever. And because that early game fight means so much, you generally even want to go like flat runes, like flat armor, flat magic resist, things like that. A little bit more effective than the per level ones. Yeah. Everyone's getting free. Everyone gets 5, 15% magic and armor penetration respectively. Just globally, everyone gets some. So you're a bit better against armor stack than you would think you would be. But of course that still stacks with Last Whisper and Void Staff and things like that. But generally speaking, flat armor pen is not as required because you start out with more armor because you're level 3 and you start out with things like that. People can get items right away. So generally speaking, armor pen stacking not quite as good. Specifically if they're picking DPS champions, guys who like really just physically attack, you really want to go Sanguine Blade. It's replacing the Bloodthirster. It works more like Ginsu's Rage Blade, where attacking will build stacks of lifesteal, as opposed to I kill minions to get lifesteal. Because you're constantly fighting, you need a way to regain health typically, and the best way for physical DPS champions is actually Sanguine Blade, and you'll find yourself a lot more effective in fights that way.
It's really such a fun item. It promotes such an aggressive style of play that you're always in there and you're always attacking to try to regain your life. Looks like they're in Champion Select right now, and they're picking their champions.
Yes, indeed.
I see a Pantheon pick early on, Rise and Heimerdinger on one side.
I don't know if they're the same gamer necessarily. I think they're all sort of everything's linked together. Okay.
One game at a time.
Cool. Okay, so we are actually going to show one game at a time, so we're not going to like cast different games accidentally. Wasn't sure that one quite away.
And as DJ mentioned before, we actually have a Rioter back in Los Angeles playing in this game.
Yes.
Per team.
Yeah, so each team's going to have a Rioter. Team captain's going to help you guys learn the ropes and get everything going down correctly. You guys can coordinate your splits and who's going to capture. Of course, the most important part of the game is capturing, and that's really easy. You right-click the guy, and you start channeling, and you take it over. You can stop that by, if someone's trying to take one of your control points, you just hit them with an attack or a spell, and they'll stop. If they're trying to capture a neutral point, if you start channeling out as well, then everyone stops. So you can kind of you can interrupt your captures pretty easily, as long as you're sort of paying attention. You can tank minions, that's fine. If minion waves pushes to your back, that's okay. You can keep capturing. You can sort of take it over that way. But yeah, champion versus champion combat is really what's going to determine who can capture and who can't.
All right, and as we're loading into the game, let's get some applause going up here. Let's get some cheering. League of Legends Dominion, a really fast-paced game. You're going to start to see some action right off the bat. Looks like really, really cool teams on either side. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, so the lineups are pretty strong. We've got Gangplank, Singed, Misfortune, Nunu Bot, and Frozen Ramus on the blue team. It's pretty good. You've got two really highly, actually, okay, the entire team is highly mobile.
Yeah.
Right, Singed can run around in Ninja Cap all day. He's a pretty good defender. He's not great without a long-ranged attack, but he can certainly sort of hold his own against 3 champions for a while. If you can sort of hold that position, it does really well for you.
It's funny, one of those teams has 3 people that I really hate playing against on Dominion. Gangplank, Ramus, and Nunu. Like, all three are just not fun to play against.
I think I have fun regardless, personally.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just gonna say. All right, so this Pantheon's gonna go for a fast brutalizer. He's gonna go for that early damage build. He's gonna play as an early assassin. The rest of his team, we've got Rise, Needly, looks like Leona. I actually can't tell because the light's in my eyes, and Heimerdinger. And that's going to be an interesting team. So Heimerdinger actually is a pretty unique champion in general, but especially unique in Dominion. Because of the way the map is structured, because all the points are always in contention, the turrets work really, really well. And that counts as champion damage, so you can stop channels with them. But the really cool thing is he's a really strong pusher as well, and pushing is actually heavily, heavily promoted because those minions can capture points for you. And so what Heimerdinger can do is like drop 2 turrets at one of his points, and then push with grenades and rockets, and then build up ammo on his turrets. And then when someone comes to fight, he can then drop the turrets into a fight, and so he's able to defend a point while pushing, while having the full faculties of a team fight.
He can effectively solo D 2 different capture points at a time.
He kind of can. I mean, certainly you can drop them down pretty quickly. The range is such that, you know, if one's on the point, you can kind of capture away from the turret and get away from it. But if you can kind of organize it right, some have actually used the turrets as scouts. They'll actually put them down, like, in the pathway through the middle of the base.
So you see right off the bat, the Ram is going for the top capture point. He powerballing over there. He's already capturing that, which is going to bring 3 to Team Blue.
Sorry, what's that? Yeah, blue team. Blue team on the left-hand side. So Ram is on the way up there, but he's actually being jumped on by Pantheon. You can see that we're actually going to follow, looks like Singed on one screen and Pantheon on the other. And you can see the top capture point has still just been neutralized. No one's really gotten that one just yet. But looks like blue team are really heavily going for this one, trying to get this point together. Pantheon jumping onto that Gangplank right now. Gangplank taking a lot of damage. He's getting pushed around quite a bit. Exhaust on both of them. He's trying to get away. Will, in fact, do so, just barely. But there we go. The purple team has, in fact, grabbed the windmill. So that's going to be really, really good for them. They're going to be really powerful. You can see over here, Misfortune, though, quite a bit dead. Going to go ahead and grab some new items. You can see that 3rd recommended item, that 4th one, is the Sanguine Blade. That big, heavy AD lifesteal choice there. On this screen, I'm watching Pantheon actually run around the map towards the bottom. He's going to run through one of the speed shrines on the map. That is a sweet little thing you can grab. It gives you a lot of bonus movement speed. You can see he hastens up right away. Even without wearing boots, runs at a pretty decent clip. And he's going to find Gangplank at the bottom of the map. He's going to jump into the brush, and he's actually going to go ahead and play defense a little bit. No, he's actually not going to go for it. Okay. He's going to back off right now and push with the minion wave. 3 strong at the bottom of the map. Heimerdinger solo defending top. Looks like Nunu ready to push, though, with Misfortune right behind.
And as you can see, the purple team has 3 capture points right now, which means that the blue team's Nexus is taking damage gradually. It's counting down, and as long as the purple team can keep that 3 points or more, they're going to continue to kill the other team's Nexus.
Yeah, and indeed. And you see Heimerdinger is, in fact, defending that point right there. Going to be careful about his teammates. Oh, here comes Nunu in the front. There's the absolute 0. That will be a kill picked up by Nunu. And you can see when you start channeling on that capture point, it actually disables the turret. So you're going to be able to just rock in there and keep that for yourself. Pantheon, though, comes by, does kill Nunu, does kill Misfortune as well. Rammus, though, still alone right there, going to start hitting him. That's going to be a little bit dangerous. He's going to try to rock back into the turret range and use that turret to fight. You can see that turret is quite deadly. He's going to pick up that kill.
Oh.
And there we go. Rammus will drop down on both sides. The minion's now going to try to capture for the team. We'll do a bit of damage. We'll see if that actually manages to happen. Meanwhile, we have Singed running back and forth, trying to get away from Leona. Will survive. Walks over a health relic right there. One of the new features on the map will regain some of your health whenever you walk over it. It makes you be able to, sustain in those fights a little bit longer. Does some pretty cool things for you there. There's a lot of dead people on the screen right now, but Heimerdinger has respawned towards the bottom right of the map. Again, those respawns are quite short. Put one turret down, waiting for ammo to drop the second one. And you see that Pantheon now running around as well, going to come in and help. He's going to actually man-drop onto that team comp. Here he comes, going to start channeling. And that is a stun directly on top. Hello, Nunubot. You very, very dead right there. And now Misfortune going to try to run. And she'll do what she can with that. On the top point, this Needly for purple team doing some good work for the team. And going to get assaulted by Gangplank and Rammus. But Needly did capture in time. But Needly has dropped down, and here comes the rest of that combat coming through. Leona in a little bit of bad shape. Rammus doing a lot of damage. Will pick up Rise. And now Leona is quite low. Blue team really pushing through, doing a good job of that one. Pantheon coming in from the side. Misfortune, though, on the team as well. And Leona's probably going to... Yeah, there's an easy kill on Leona. -2 Nexus health for that kill. And now Rammus jumping on into Pantheon. Pantheon will jump in there, but has been taunted. The damage up is going to be pretty nice. You can see the Heartseeker Strike doing a lot of damage. Oh, Misfortune so incredibly low. We'll pick up the kill. Misfortune now turn into Rammus. He's got to be careful. And now a new capture point objective has spawned. There is a new quest on the map. Pantheon picking up that kill as well. And you're going to see there's going to be 2 capture points on the map are highlighted. that are specifically targeted that your team must grab in order to complete a quest.
Now, one thing to point out is no one's gone in the middle to capture the seal yet. Now, what does that actually do when they get that buff?
Yeah, so in the very middle, there are two little guys called greater relics. And when you right-click and channel and capture them just like you would a capture point, when you grab one, you get a big, heavy shield, and that scales with your champion level, so as the game goes on, it's a bigger shield. And you also get a buff. Basically, every time you attack an enemy champion or minion or hit him with a spell, you'll deal a bunch of bonus damage. Every few seconds, that can trigger, and you sort of just kind of blow people up that way. Right now, you see Leona is actually aggressing on this point right now, doing a lot of damage there. Ramus in the middle of that fray, doing some pretty good stuff. But he's actually been pretty much crushed by this capture point right now, though. And so Purple Team doing a really good job of that one. Have really kind of come through and taken over a lot of the map. It's actually 4 captures, actually 3 captures to 1 right now, as that point has been neutralized. You're going to have the champions come back in there, try to channel on it, try to get them back for their team. Here comes Pantheon. He is the one with that greater relic. You can see he's big and gigantic, has a shield, and Nunu's going to channel that ultimate. It's going to hit pretty hard. The shield blocked most of the damage, though, and there's a kill going either way. And now Pantheon going for the damage output. That point has been controlled by Nunu, so he's going to keep baiting around on the map if he can. Gangplank nearby as well. Pantheon doing a ton of damage, though. Going to push them all back, and he's going to be okay now. And he's going to go ahead and channel on that point, and that was a good job by them.
The blue team's down almost 100 points, or a little over 100 points now, but it's really anyone's game. They can come back from this no problem. They just need to capture a couple points.
Yeah, the Nexus have only lost about a third of their health, and there's no real permanent gains here. I mean, certainly you permanently damage the Nexus, but it's not like you're ahead by 10,000 gold, and it's impossible, right?
Yeah.
That everyone gets a lot of resources for themselves, so it does allow for comebacks, and of course, blue team does need to make one. Pantheon's still trying to run away, trying to juke the enemy champion, but there's an ice blast to the back of the head. That's going to be a kill picked up by Nunu. And now Leona is into the fray as well, trying to do the best she can to keep her team from losing any more points. Got to be careful. Ramus coming by as well. Nunu trying to just run away, and of course they have controlled that point for quite some time. You can see Heimerdinger and Leona grouping up towards the bottom. They're going to keep pushing on as well. Nunu's going to be very careful and try not to lose anything for his team right now. They keep dropping down minions. The minion waves, of course, could be very scary. You can see that with that Heimerdinger push. He has a giant minion wave and a turret. That could be very scary very, very quickly. You've got to be a little bit careful about that. He has used upgrade. You can see his turrets slowing down Nunu, doing a lot of good things for that. He's got to be careful about that one. He's now going to get jumped on. Leona is nearby. He's going to pick up a little bit of that, but he's been stunned by Leona. That will be a kill, but you can see right there, those gold rings mean that's a quest objective, and the blue team is going to capture that one, and there we go. That one's been picked up, and they're going to be extremely happy with that. That's going to give them 20 free damage to the enemy Nexus, and their teammates are all going to have this nice buff on them that increases their damage output for the next few minutes. Pantheon comes in, takes down Ramus, going to keep going in, is this Gangplank, who will pick up one kill with his ultimate. Now he's going to try to go for Pantheon. I don't think he's going to quite be able to pick that one up, though. Looks like Pantheon will get that kill. You see the kill call out on the right-hand side. Singed from the blue team still pushing on through, doing the best he can with all that.
This is where defense really comes in. Blue team needs to really hold one of these capture points so they can continue to knock down purple to get to about even.
Yeah, right now they are up 3-2, but they're down 100 health, so you really need to keep this up for a while.
Yeah.
Needley still trying to escape, trying to get away. It looks like they're going to take a lot of damage from Nunu. That will be a kill. Misfortune gets the kill credit, and they're actually going to be able to push on and take another point. But at the top of the map, Leona is actually capturing a point as well. That can be very, very dangerous as Leona.
This is a great example of Heimerdinger defending the space.
Yeah, so Heimerdinger's going to defend pretty well. His teammates are coming in now as well. This could be quite the fight right here. You can see Heimerdinger taking a lot of damage, though. They do want to drop him down if they can. You can see a lot of dead guys. A new scoreboard up as well. And there's a lot of kills going back and forth. Pantheon to Rise picking up one. Misfortune picking up one as well. And it's going to be a push through as Rise is going to keep trying to kill these minions off. He has that Tear of the Goddess, has a Catalyst, a lot of mana for which to spam. He's going to try to keep that, using that mana to keep the minions off of him. You see Ramus going to come in. They're going to find Leona. And it's going to be really dangerous for Ramus because, that point is captured by Leona's team. That's going to do a lot of damage. You can see, a giant stun. Misfortune gets dropped down. Great play by Leona right there. And now Ramus trying to run away. Leona kind of trying to top him, but won't quite be able to. And blue team now actually behind in capture points as well. Down by about 120 Nexus health and by one capture point. Ramus trying to get away. Rise is right there. Rise going to pick that one up. Great job by him. Now Singed is right there in the fray, and they're going to be careful. They don't want to lose that capture point there. It's 2 versus 2. Now 2 versus 3. Singed getting hit pretty hard. There's a jump in from Pantheon. He's going to be in turret range now. Going to take some damage. And now, wow, the blue team Nexus down below half health. Singed will go down, taking too much damage. There's some more damage output coming on as Leona just going to do really nothing. Gangplank killing Rise. Misfortune killing Needly. Blue team keeping themselves alive.
You just saw someone use the summoner spell Garrison.
Yeah, so summoner spell Garrison. There are 2 new summoner spells in the map. So Teleport and Fortify are gone in their place. Are Promote and Garrison. Promote just creates a super minion in your wave, basically, and it helps you push really strongly. And Garrison, actually, you target either your own or an enemy Nexus turret, or not Nexus turret, but a capture point turret, and that will either heavily disable an enemy one or heavily buff your own, and so you can use those to help you push or help defend. You see Ram is shooting across the map, going to try to help his team capture their point again. Leona just visited the middle of the map, has captured the Greater Relic for herself. Blue team finally back in the advantage of 3-2, but still down by about half the Nexus health. They're down to half, the other team's up to 2/3, so that's going to be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, the blue team just needs to hold this. As you can see, the game is about halfway over. We're about 11 minutes in. If blue can continue to hold this, we're going to see this game come right down to the wire like most games end up doing.
Yeah, most games often do. You can see Leona trying to get away. A lot of damage going off on Singe. Singe will fall down. Nice play there, but Gangplank turns around, fires off onto Needly. Now another kill going off on a Gangplank. This is going to be pretty powerful. Leona getting the kill there. Still fighting off. Looks like Misfortune in the middle of the fray will get dropped down by Leona. Again, there's one on both teams, and that Leona just barely survived. But Nunu coming in from the side will pick up one kill. A couple of trades right there. And still blue team, blue team's happy to fight like this because they're actually winning in total capture points. But now the top of the map, it looks like Pantheon is heading on over. That's going to be pretty dangerous for these guys. We got to be careful about that. We have some more pressure coming on both sides. And it's going to be really, really close right now. You can see Misfortune still waiting to respawn. Only 8 seconds left on that one.
Remus is not going to get there on time. Pantheon is going to pick up that top.
Yeah, Pantheon has captured the windmill. It's going to be really powerful for them. 323 to 208. They're up 3-2 capture points, and of course, having the capture point there as well helps you really fight quite well. You can see him taking a lot of damage, though. They're just diving onto it. Ramus, a nice big tank, is really useful to have when you can just dive those turrets, and you use them to get you in the front. You can see Pantheon dropping down, neatly doing a great job, though. Cleaned up that fight, and Purple Team is still controlling the windmill up top. Now down below 200 health. Blue team going to move back around. You can see Leona is going to be fighting with Nunu. And it's going to be a pretty close battle there. Needly still pushing around, trying to keep her team alive best she can. Sage's going to run around, and he's going to push the minion waves. That's really strong as well. Pushing is a very strong role to have for your team. Rai still defending at the bottom of the map. Nunu is waiting around in the wings. You got to be careful. Leona's trying to get that jump onto him. Will not quite land that one. Nice try there. Nunu still just throwing out a lot of harassment. You got to make them be pretty wary of that. Gangplank picks up a kill on Needly. Blue team's going to be happy to get that kill right there. Still, Nunu trying to run away. Misfortune nearby, and there is Rise, and Rise is taking a lot of hurt right now. But they're going to have Leona still missing that E one more time. Nunu will channel, though. Will do a lot of damage. Rise will get hurt pretty hard, but Nunu still going to go down. He flashes, but it's not going to be enough. Misfortune going for the damage off it with that ultimate, and there's the pain coming out. Leona will drop down. Misfortune and Ramus picking up those kills. Good job there. Blue team taking those points over. They've got to start taking down some capture points. They are up 3-2, 173 to 299. And new capture point objectives are up on the map as well. These are the two bottom points. These are the Quarry and the Boneyard, and those are going to be the new most important points on the map. If a team can get them, it's going to be good.
And we keep talking about how this is a fast-paced map. As you just saw, Misfortune blue-pilled back to her base really quickly, healed by, and then she's back in the action. It's a really quick process to go back to your base, buy, and get back into the fray.
Yep. Purple team making their way, though, to the top of the map. They're going to try to get the windmill. Misfortune will stop one, but has to stop the other now. Pantheon going to do a lot of damage, though. Got to be careful. Down below half health already. You've got to be trying to run away from this exhaust, trying to do enough damage. But, yeah, Pantheon doing a great job chasing that one down. Exhaust doing wonderful things. You're going to get that kill. However, the blue team has been pushing at the Boneyard. That's the more important point anyway. They're doing a great job of this one. They're going to pick down one. They've got basically a 2-2, but Pantheon trying to man-drop into that. He's actually not quite in range for the ultimate. You can see on the minimap that kind of flickers on and off as he turns on the spell. And he's going to jump onto the point right now. Nunu's still fighting, and there's the ultimate going off. Nunu's got to be careful. Heimerdinger Rocket comes out as well, and there he is onto that point. Will stop that, and they will regain that point. The purple team will keep that point alive. Of course, they had already gained full control over the windmill earlier. So they're up 3-2 now. But the game is 120 points away. It's still extremely close.
And there we go, Nidalee getting that buff right there on the seal. That's going to make her big, strong, and pretty beastly. More beastly than she's
pretty
right
much. More beastly as she's a cougar already. The purple team 3 capture points strong. You can see that bottom point. Still those gold rings means it is a quest objective. Taking that will damage the enemy nexus further, and will give your team a nice buff that'll help you fight around the map. So as they push on through, Leona going to jump on a Singe. Singe, though, pretty scary. You got to be a little bit careful about that one. Gangplank doing some damage as well. But Leona is playing the defensive game right now. They are still trying to push back and forth. There's Nunu. Oh, gets his ultimate channeled, stopped right away. There's the Gangplank. Oh, a lot of damage going to be going off right now. There's the ult from Leona doing a lot more damage, and this is going to be really bad for Singe. He's got to be careful. Trying to get that stun. There's the Eclipse proccing as well. Singe, though, still alive. Nunu about jumping in. We'll try to pick up Leona. We'll get that kill. And now Heimerdinger incredibly low and alone. They could go for that kill. They could dive him and then capture the point. I'm surprised they're not doing it. Singe going back for the retreat. And now Nunu and Pirate, they really can push this one down. Nunu can consume the turret and then just push on and shoot Hammer in the face. And that'll work quite well.
Just
So Nunu gonna jump in
much
there.
carnage
There's the
down
kill.
there.
Needly Spear will get dodged. And there's Pantheon into the fray. He's going to do a lot of damage. The exhaust goes off, though. It's going to keep him from jumping down onto Nunu. They're going to try to pick up this kill, but Needly in the fray as well. It's going to be pretty dangerous. Misfortune ult goes off. Going to pick up those 2 kills. That's going to be pretty safe, so they will try to capture this point. And that is, again, the quest point that is so incredibly important. But Leona is here. They've got to try to capture this in time, and they will manage to pick that one up. Blue team captures that quest. 122 to 229. They're taking that one over. It's 2-2 right now. Enemy team, though, captured. Yep, there's the capture on the Boneyard. Good job for the blue team. They're trying to pick up Leona. And Leona got to pop an ult right there. Yep, that's going to be a drop down. Good job there. Now let's see what they can do. They're going to go ahead and move over towards the refinery, which is actually a heavy aggression from the purple team. They've actually got most of the capture on that, actually. So that's going to be really important. If they can take that, they can stay in the advantage despite losing that quest.
2 capture points for each team right now. Neither side is ticking down. That's just that 1 point that's being contested right now, which we should look over at right now.
Yeah, and you can see the purple team still trying to defend that one. You can see a great Gangplank open, actually stopping their channels. That's one of the things about Gangplank is because, again, it's champion damage. It stops the channels, keeps you from doing anything. And now he's nearby. He could go for the stop right here. He's not quite going to. We see Singe back in his base, going to be picking up a couple more items and going to be going for some power. Nunu full channeling the ultimate will not hit Heimerdinger. Will kill a turret, though. And now Heimer's going to take a lot of damage. Ramus and Nunu are in on that. His turret, though, doing quite well. The capture point as well, sort of defending that one. You've got to be a little bit careful as Ramus going to take some damage here. And yeah, you see Heimerdinger putting new turrets down. They're going to use, instead, their own minions to push. Leona coming in from the side, though. Got to be careful about that one. Needly rejoining the team as well. Has that heal going to keep Heimerdinger topped off. The purple team is winning in capture points, 3-2, and they're up 223 to 106. Purple team still quite in the advantage. They're going to be really happy with how this is playing out. They're going to be happy with how that game is going, and it's going to be a pretty big deal. You're going to see they're going to keep moving on through. Heimerdinger taking a lot of damage right now, and there's going to be a lot of damage coming off on Nunu as well. Singe trying to run away. This looks like it's not a capture point the blue team can take right now. And Rise actually the entire time has been pushing at the bottom of the map, and that means the quarry is about to be captured by the purple team as well. You see it's actually just been captured right there, and that's a huge, heavy advantage that the purple team has just given themselves.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Team Blue. They've got 4 over 1. Right now it's ticking down, 2 every second or so. This game could very easily be over in the next 15 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, this could be over in about 36 seconds if they don't get anything back. It looks like, though, the blue team has pushed them away from the quarry. They're going to take that one back over. It's been neutralized. They need to keep going and capture it for themselves. They're going to keep moving across the map. That health relic being left up. And they're going to move on over again. And there we go. They're going to get jumped on by Pantheon. Pantheon's going to pick up 1. But he's been kind of caught by the rest of the team. Leona's going to ult in. Going to stun the rest of that team. They're helping Pantheon out. Then there's the Nunu that's going to hurt them quite a lot. Leona will stun him, but still a lot of damage being dealt. You see Pantheon being pushed around. They're going to do a lot of pain to these guys. Oh, misses the E right there. Nunu extremely low right now, taking so much damage. Pantheon coming back into the fray as well, doing a lot. And that will take that one down. And so the purple team is still pushing around the map, doing a pretty good job. Looks like the top of the map is actually being aggressed by Singe, so Singe will be able to capture one of those points and bring that to 3-2 for blue team's favor. They're only down to 48 Nexus health. That is so incredibly low. They're down to 10% against about half, and they've got to really make that one happen. It's going to be pretty close. You can see the blue team is in the advantage. They have 3 captures to 2, down to 202 health on that enemy Nexus. You can see the Rise pushing through, doing so much damage. Misfortune will pick up the kill, though. Nice job with that ultimate there. Misfortune doing some great things for her team. They're still up 3-2. They're slowly ticking down on the purple team Nexus. They're doing the best they can to do that. And you can see just the capture point control. It's pretty strong for blue team still. There's no real heavy aggression going on. And actually, Nunu and everyone else coming in through on the right-hand side. Now Singe going to try to defend against Needly and Leona. Actually, both of them trying to do some things. And there is the Summoner Garrison being used. It's going to be a pretty big deal. And Singe still playing defense, but they're pushing through really hard in the bottom right. Meanwhile, Heimerdinger actually ninja capping the top left, ninja capping that refinery. That's going to be a pretty big deal. Singe still pretty much full health. Poison Trail doing a great job for them. But blue team actually up 4-1 right now, doing a great job of that. And actually they had Gangplank stop Heimerdinger's advance. So 48 to 163, but it's a 4 cap. So blue team in a significant point spread advantage. They're going to start pulling that towards their team really, really quickly. A good Nunu ult goes off. Pantheon taking a lot of damage right now. Will flash over the wall. Ramus, Needly, all of them showing up. Needly will fall down, though. It's going to be really good if blue team can keep on this pressure. Looks like they're actually going to go for another cap as Singed actually pushing on the top right-hand side. They've actually neutralized that. It's going to be 4-0 and maybe soon 5-0 on the map if they can capture this one in time. More kills being picked up by the team. And yes, you've actually captured all 5 points on the map. From 48 points, they're taking down 5 health per second. They need to hold these points as hard as they can. 48 to 99. And then 94. It's going to be 89. It's going to keep ticking down. The minions are aggressing a little bit at the top of the map, but they might be okay with that. And they're taking that down to 79 points. You can see it's just acceleratingly just dropping down. Rise trying to channel down on this one, but he's still getting interrupted constantly, needily pushing at the bottom. And now that for the first time, they're actually going to start winning. They're going to start winning on this game. 48 to 49 is going to tick over. And now blue team only has to wait for about 7 more seconds, and they'll take this game over for themselves. Remus in the middle just trying to buy time. Gangplank just sacrificing himself into the fray, letting himself die, letting himself pick everything up. And they're going to try to take themselves over. 14 points left, 9 now. They've not finished capturing it, so it's still going to be the victory.
Wow.
And blue team with the giant comeback victory.
What an amazing comeback for Team Blue. At the brink of defeat, 48 points left on their Nexus.
Yep.
Against 200 on the purple side, a 5 cap, turn it all around. It's anyone's game in Dominion. It can change hands at any time.
A great job by blue team there. Good captaining. Overall, good job. Now we're on the other map, which is actually similarly as close. 114 to 16. Blue team in the advantage by about 100 points, and they're actually ticking down on the purple Nexus as well. This is getting quite close. Still trying to buy some items. Purple team, though, could really grab some of these points and do a better job of it. They really need to take some of these points over. You can see that it's 2-2 right now, and now they're finally taking down on the blue team Nexus. Mordekaiser capturing that top right-hand point, that drill, being taken by his team. And they're going to move on and keep going towards this map and get themselves into the advantage. It is now a 3 cap for them. It's 14 to 108. They're being interrupted right now, though. Singe really needs to stop them right now. And they're going to move on forward. Looks like Singe, the enemy Singe being stopped. Brand coming out for a lot of damage. Heimerdinger in that fight as well. Heimer will go down. Singe will go down. Blue team getting, basically shoved off that point right there. Going to use Garrison right there to regenerate that health. You can see that green ring of health around that kind of regenerating, and they're going to push on through. They have a pretty good advantage here. You have all 5 up. Trinomir actually pushing the top of the map, and they are up on 3 captures, so they're bringing that one back. It's only an 80-point game right now. It's extremely close. Going to keep going down. Looks like Cards is in the fray, going to do a lot of damage. Akali's in there as well in the smoke cloud. Really do not want to have to deal with that right now. Looks like Brand goes down. Jana goes down by the hands of Trinomir, though. Trinomir will capture the top point. Sidra coming to help as well. Singed and Mordekai's doing a great job down here. Akali's still putting out the damage output, but until you actually capture a control point, it doesn't really matter how much damage you deal. And you can see that Singe still running away through that poison cloud. Mordekai's doing some good damage. Mord will pick up that kill. He's still alive. Enemy Singe is now in here as well. But we had Trinomir just pick up a capture point, so it's 4-1. And the purple team actually now staging their own comeback from 14 points against 114. Now got the enemy Nexus down to 62 health. And now Singe and Heimerdinger just trying to get away right now. Singe jumping onto Sinjao if he can. There will be a jump in from XZ, and he's going to be okay for now. Still trying to run. Singe chasing him down. Will stop doing so. But it's a 4-1 capture and only 48 health left on the Nexus.
As you can see, 2 games, ultra close. The blue team, at the brink of defeat here. 14 points left on the purple side. This is still anyone's game, but it needs some capture points need to change hands right away.
Yep, and Karth is making his way back towards the left-hand side. He's going to recapture the refinery for his team. They do need to recapture the quarry as well. If they do that, they've got about half a minute at least of free time to be able to keep themselves alive. Trinomir jumping back in, though, doing a ton of damage. Going to pick people up, going to get jumped around by Singe, going to jump back out of the fight. Blue team will regain that one, so it's 16 versus 14, and it's going to be incredibly close now. The game is tied 15 all, and they're going to push on through, trying to kill Mordekaiser. They will do so. They have about 12 seconds they're going to nullify. And actually, Karthus is pushing at the top of the map. We'll be able to do so. Karthus will nullify the windmill at 8 health left. That has been neutralized. And they're going to have the chance to keep pushing on through and do what they can here. He's got a friend coming in, though. John can actually capture on the bottom right as well. 8 to 14. And there comes Akali doing more damage. Sinja going to jump in. There's Akali ultimate as well. Going to do a lot of damage right here. Jana will go down. That will be a kill. And now the purple Nexus starting to lose health right there. It's 2-1. And they're going to bring them down to 8 health. And it's going to keep ticking down. They need someone to capture this one. Singed, fighting Singed at the top of the map. Brand actually being forced back. Only 5 health left on their Nexus. They're trying to capture one of them in time. Singed still trying to capture up top, but he's getting pushed around. And here comes Mordekaiser. 1 health left on the Nexus. That will be game.
Good game.
Blue team barely pulling that one out, brought down to 8 health and a 4-1 capture. But brings it back, takes that game over. That is blue team winning both games.
How about that for a demonstration?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Games are often pretty close here, and so you can see the first round of the games are done right now. We're going to be moving on towards the second few games. We have 4 of these teams have played so far. 2 of them has lost. Two of them have lost. English is hard, and 2 of them have won, and those 2 will fight again to see who will win this tournament. Yeah,
I can't wait to see the next games. I mean, both of these games were super close. There were huge comebacks in both games. The underdog ended up winning. I think that kind of summarizes Dominion. Its fast-paced nature, and it's just anything could happen at any given time.